Welcome to the Dallas Eldercare channel, brought to you by the Vermillion Law Firm. Today's guest, Arnold Bryan, President of Brightstar Healthcare of Dallas, making more possible.
Hello, this is John Vermillion, and I am an Eldercare attorney in Dallas, Texas. I'm also a sponsor of the Eldercare channel, and today we're welcoming Arnold Bryan, who is the president of Brightstar Care in the Dallas, Texas area. So welcome, Arnold. How are you?
Thank you, John. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Now, before we started today, I looked at your card and I see three notations: life care, kid care, and staffing.
Yes, sir.
Could you explain each of those briefly?
Yes, sir. The life care aspect of what we do is we deal with a lot of seniors from non-skilled to skilled services. We can do anything from transportation, meal preparation, changing of linens, light housekeeping, companionship, those kind of things that we take for granted on an everyday to-day basis that so many of us need nowadays, or our parents need nowadays. And then again, we can do the skilled. We do a lot of skilled with the seniors and so forth, wound care, infusions, and those kind of things.
Okay, and then, but kid care, now this is something that I don't normally see on a card for somebody doing home health care for the seniors. What is that for?
We do pediatrics as well as geriatrics. And in doing that, to give you an example, we have a contract with several, I'd say about 30 different companies. Some of them are large law firms, some of them are big corporations. But when a parent calls in sick because they have a child that has a temperature, there's no way to recoup that person from being out. So these companies have hired us to come in and provide quality, skilled personnel to come in and take care of the child while the parent comes in and does their work and so forth.
Okay.
So we've been doing a lot of that for the last 9 years, and that's just part of the equation of what we do.
Some of the personnel that you would have for senior care would also be appropriate for kid care. And what about staffing? What do you mean by that?
Well, there's a lot of large hospitals, facilities where they'll need their short staff on nurses, on CNAs, on therapists, and we provide
temporary staffing. Okay, well it's interesting that it all works together.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Now, of course, we are the Eldercare channel, so we are interested in the first category of life care.
Absolutely.
Now, before we came on the video today, I had talked to you about the type of licensing that you have, and you told me that you have some licensing that may be perhaps greater than the average home health care agency. Could you tell us about that?
Absolutely. We're Joint Commission accredited. And what that means is if you go to some of these major hospitals, Baylor, Presbyterian, some of the bigger hospitals, they have an accreditation that's a higher standard of care.
I see.
Now, even though we're a standard PAS company here in the state of Texas, which is Personal Assistance Services.
So you're licensed on that level.
We're licensed on that level, but we took it a step above. We wanted to be able to provide the best quality care for our clients. And in doing so, I've got a director of nursing on staff.
Okay.
Most companies don't have that. We do an individual plan of care specifically designed for that individual. It's not just a random, hey, this is what we're going to do for you. A nurse goes out and does a plan of care specifically designed for that client.
I think you were telling me, for instance, the trend in hospitals now is to get patients out of the hospital ASAP.
Absolutely.
But they may need some care that is in excess of standard home health care for a few days or weeks or whatever, and so you can provide that extra level.
Because in the state of Texas, because of our licensure and the nurse that we have as a director of nursing, we can do what they call RN delegation, which means that we can still go in with the same crew. The nurse will come in and do a hands-on training, let's say feeding on a G-tube, on a trach, or those kind of things. Most companies, because they're not skilled, they're educated in the skilled background of being able to take care of this kind of stuff.
They can't provide those
services.
Okay, well I think that's puts you in a very unusual position. to be of service to the senior community. I mean, absolutely.
I feel like it puts us in a very good position. Thank you.
Now, I see that you're in the Dallas area. Of course, do you travel throughout the Metroplex?
Well, we cover from as far west as Louisville and as far east as Rockwall.
Okay.
We try to cover everything above 635 all the way up to McKinney. I've got some clients up in Grayson County that we
Okay.
do some work for and so forth. So we cover quite a bit of area in the Dallas area.
Okay, but we're primarily in the Dallas.
Yeah, I've got a
Metropolitan
I've got a branch over in Fort Worth,
Fort
so
Worth
we
and
can
Dallas. Got it.
help in Fort Worth, Dallas.
Okay. Now, I always like to ask our guests, is there some particular case where you can demonstrate that your organization went over and above the call of duty, so to speak, to provide a special service to a client?
Yes, sir, I can, and it's funny that you ask because I've got a story that's just recent. Went over and met with a family a couple weeks back, and the wife was really concerned about her husband. He was depressed. He'd had a mild stroke. His lifestyle changed dramatically. He'd been laying in bed, not very motivated to do a whole lot. And this particular gentleman, he had just been to the doctor when I went over there. I was meeting with the wife and the son. And in talking to him, they said, well, he may not say a whole lot to you.
Hadn't been talking.
Hadn't been talking a whole lot, kind of depressed. And so I said, well, I still would like to talk to him because I'd like to find out, hey, I want to be able to match up somebody that I feel like would be a good fit for him. So they said, well, go ahead. And I went back in the bedroom and had noticed a few things, and we started talking, and then realized that we both had an interest in golf. And
Okay.
he told me that he had been golfing for ever since he retired, and it had been 15 years, and he was golfing 3 times a week.
All of a sudden he has this stroke and he's not able to golf, and
Absolutely.
he's frustrated. So.
Absolutely, he's frustrated, depressed, and also in the relationship, he went to A&M, and I noticed I saw some manuals up in his bookshelf and so forth. Well, ironically, my son graduated from A&M, so we had a lot in common, and the conversation just opened up. It was just a beautiful flow, and I said, without naming I can name his first name. I said, Charlie, I said, I tell you what, I haven't been out to that golf course in probably 15 years, but I'd love to see it. And I tell you what, let's make a date, and next Wednesday we'll go play golf. The look on his face, he kind of straightened up. He's going, wow, can we really do that? And I said, well, you know what, we'll do the best we can. And ironically, we got out there, and his wife was telling me that he was all excited. The night before, he was packing his bag with ice and Red Bulls and 5-Hour Energy and those kind of things. And so I picked him up. He was a little slow getting ready,
Sure.
but we got him ready. We got him out to the golf course, and I actually took a video of him putting, chipping, and these kind of things. Now we did a couple holes.
Sure.
That was pretty much pushing his limit, but the look on his face, John, to see that it really truly made a difference, because as we continue to mature, the lifestyles, what I've learned in the years I've been doing this, and I've been doing this a lot of years, is we lose hope because, we're getting older, we're limited to what we can do, and there's nothing to look forward to.
And people tell you can't do things.
No, absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
can't do that because you've just had a stroke.
Absolutely.
So.
You can't drive, you're losing your independence.
There you go.
But they still deserve the respect and
course.
dignity to be able to lead the best possible life. And through Brightstar, my goal and my heart, my passion is to provide them the best quality of life that they possibly can. Because it's not just about putting somebody there to sit and watch TV with them.
Right.
We want to get creative. We want to be able to incorporate some of the things that they used to do, and maybe stuff that they haven't done in years, but they still deserve the respect and quality to lead the type of life. I had a senior tell me one time, John, these aren't the golden years. I don't even know why they call them the golden years. But I assure you that through Brightstar, they can have the best golden years possible.
That is a phenomenal story. I mean, to think this one event probably carried him through for several more days, you know.
Well,
When are you playing golf again, you know?
we are. We're going to make a date of it in 2 weeks. This is something that I did. I didn't charge him for it. I just felt like from my heart that he needed this. And when we got home, he sat down on the couch. He was totally exhausted, and being totally exhausted, he looked at his wife and he said, "You know what? The day's therapy's not coming out. I need to be walking around. I want to be out there."
There you go. So it actually technically wasn't part of the protocol, but that extra activity that you did on your own gave him a boost that's going to help his recuperation. So,
no, absolutely. And for me, the rewards was the look on his face and
exactly.
And that's where my greatest satisfaction came is just to see him and excited and to thank me over and over again for doing it.
But you brightened up his day,
Absolutely.
and he brightened up your day.
Absolutely.
So that's a great name for the outfit.
Yes.
Well, Arnold, we're going to have your contact information available to our viewers on the Eldercare channel, and we certainly hope they will take advantage of the opportunity to be in touch with you. Is there anything else you'd like to say to our viewers before we sign off?
The only thing that I'd like to say is, for most of us, it's the first time that we've had to experience this with mom or dad, or maybe even a spouse. But even if we're not able to help, I know somebody that can. So it doesn't just end there, but truly, Brightstar, there's not truly too many things that we can't help provide. Correct. Or at least head you in the right direction.
There you go.
So that you know where to go to get help.
Well, there you go. Arnold, I'm just completely impressed with your story, and I thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you, John.
This is John Vermillion. I'm signing off with Arnold Bryan of Brightstar Care, and we thank you for watching.